Fans, welcome to Swain County High School, live on the Maroon Devils Network. We've got the game of the season, Game 1, and of course, Game 2, just as important. If once I can catch my breath, I can tell you about it, but these are the two best teams in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Both the Lady Devils of Swain County High School and the Lady Black Knights of Robbinsville only have one loss apiece. So suffice it to say, we are tied for the Smoky Mountain Conference lead in first place. And I really believe, even though both teams have some conference games left, that these two games will decide the outright Smoky Mountain Conference championship. Now, a lot of things can happen. We'll go into that in just a little bit. Right now, though, Robbinsville is at bat. There's Sophie Roberts ripping a foul down the left field side. And our left fielder over there chasing it down, that's going to be Maddie Bird. I tell you, our defense has been outstanding as of late. And nobody appreciates that more than Riley Rawls in the pitching circle for Swain, and, of course, our coaching staff doing a good job bringing these ladies along, and they are just getting better. I really think the Lady Devils are playing their best softball of the season right now. Now, there's an off-speed pitch in for a ball. Now, check that Carl Junaleska behind the plate. That's going to be ball 4. It is a ball. So the first walk of the game, and it's going to bring up Ella Atwell for Robbinsville. Robbinsville coming in 5-1. They have conference games still left to Hayesville and Cherokee. Their only loss coming to Murphy. Now, our Lady Devils only have, of course, the Robbinsville series this week, home and away. And after that, we only have Cherokee left in conference play. Our Lady Devils have one loss. That was to Hawassee Dam, a team we split with in the regular season. So here we go. Batter number 2, again, is going to be Ella Atwell, the Lady Black Knight left fielder. We appreciate you listening in, whether it be from Swain County, Graham County, or anywhere in between or any points beyond. Robbinsville got a runner on. Here's a ground ball. It's going to be trouble to first base, and a good play. Wow, there's a good play by Riley Rawls coming out of the circle, chasing that one down and getting it to Faith Woodard just in time because Ella Atwell is really quick. So a big play there by Riley Rawls defensively, coming out of the circle and chasing down that ground ball. Surrey Waddy batting now, and a very dangerous hitter at the plate. You got to be careful with Surrey Waddy. First pitch going to be outside for a ball. We'll tell you more about some of the player statistics as the game goes on here on this Tuesday afternoon. Yes, you can hear the wind on the microphone. It's very windy. Joe Holt and Josh and myself, we're all trying to get enough clothes on so we don't, because the wind is cold. Temperatures right now hovering around 50 degrees, and when you combine that with this brisk wind, it gets cold quickly, and the wind is blowing right at us right here. It's kind of blowing from home plate to the outfield. Pitch in for a ball now to Surrey Waddy. And talking about Surrey Waddy, an outstanding player for Robbinsville, hitting .424, 14 hits. She leads the team. She also is a team leader with 9 RBIs on the season. Not the biggest player on the field at maybe 5'2", I'm guessing. There's a shot right up the middle. It's going to be in for a base hit. Here comes Molly Woodard coming up throwing. Throw is going to be late coming in. And Robbinsville is on the board, so Surrey Waddy is on with a base hit and a big RBI set up by that opening walk to Sophie Roberts. And that's going to bring up one of the best pitchers in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Besides our Lady Devils' Riley Rawls, it's Naomi Taylor wearing number 99. She's in the pitching circle today for Robbinsville. And I'll tell you an interesting stat here in just a moment as Riley gets the pitch call from Coach Toby Burrell. Here is a very high pop-up. This one is in play. Kennedy Anthony right under it and pulls it down for an easy out number 2. But Naomi Taylor and Riley Rawls have exactly the same ERA. And that is just very unusual. 1.36 ERA, which is outstanding for both pitchers. But to have the same ERA is just unheard of. Here we go. Rawls with a windup and the throw. Going to be low for a ball. Jumping off second base down there a little bit is going to be Surrey Waddy, one of the top players in the conference. And if these two teams don't dominate the all-conference squads, it's going to be an injustice. But both teams have so many good players, both at the plate with the bat and defensively. There's a swing and a miss for a strike. Got our good friend and umpiring veteran Carl Junaleska behind the plate down there today. It's always good to see Carl. He's I think, one of the best officials in the game and always does a good job, calls it good both ways. And that's all you can ask. There's a high fly. Molly Woodard under it in center field and tracks it down. So Robbinsville scoring a run, but they leave one on base. As again, it's going to be a big fly ball into center field out there by Presley Kaler for Robbinsville. So Presley fly to center field, and we go to the bottom of the first. Robbinsville with an early lead, 1-0, and we'll be back. Fans, welcome back on a sun-splashed Tuesday afternoon here at Swain County High School. Our Lady Devils hosting Robbinsville in Game 1 of this home and away series, and it's going to be interesting to see, in talking with our head coach Toby Burrow before the game, when the second game might be played. They were trying to get it played tomorrow, but could not come up with the officials. There's a ball high from, again, Naomi Taylor. Outstanding pitcher in the circle for Robbinsville. And as you know, the game is scheduled for Tuesday, Friday, home and away. We have Robbinsville here today. We're scheduled to play them Friday, but there's a very good chance of rain on Friday. So both coaches tried to get it moved to Wednesday tomorrow. There's a foul ball off the bat of our leadoff hitter, Molly Woodard, who's having a great year, especially out there in center field. But the officials could not be lined up for a Wednesday game at Robbinsville. And again, they're not sure when that second game might be played. It depends on the weather, Thursday and Friday. Here's the windup and the throw. Another foul ball off the bat of Molly Woodard, our center fielder. And next week, as you know, if you're a Swain County fan, it's going to be spring break. So no softball next week. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a couple of the girls before the game, and they're heading out of town probably as early as Saturday or Sunday, and we wish them good travels and lots of fun. There's a foul ball. Making a dive for it over there was Suri Wadi, their outstanding third baseman. But it hits the dirt. So 2 strikes. Molly Woodard hanging in there, fouling off some pitches against Naomi Taylor. It's going to be Hadley Schuler on deck. Riley Rawls hitting in the number 3 spot. Here's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be I believe the first strikeout of the game for either team. as Hadley Schuler will be batting now. Robbinsville with a 1-run lead. They got one in the top of the first inning. They literally only had one hit. They got one runner on with a walk, but then it was a ground ball and a couple of fly balls in the inning. There's a hard shot down to shortstop. Robbinsville bobbles it. Throw is not going to be in time. Hadley Schuler beats it out. So Hadley Schuler on with an error. And it's again a hard hit ground ball that was gloved over there by Daphne Barlow. But Daphne, and that happens a lot, making the transition from her glove to her throwing hand, just kind of bobbled it. And again, a tough play for Robbinsville now as the Lady Devils have a runner on first base, Hadley Schuler. Riley Rawls, again, talking about her outstanding pitching, takes the first pitch for a first strike. But Riley, one of our leading hitters. Matter of fact, she has the highest batting average on the team at .532, leading our team in hits with 25, has 10 RBIs. And there's a screaming single right up the middle. Hadley is going to hold at second base. Throw coming in quickly from center fielder Anna Williams for Robbinsville. So the Lady Devils, our first hit of the game, as Riley Rawls continues to hit the ball well. Again, 25 hits on the year. Carly Tisateski right behind with 23 hits. Our RBI leader, Faith Woodard, with 22. Riley has 10, has 6 doubles and 3 home runs. And coming in now is going to be the courtesy runner. Swing and a miss for a strike. Kennedy Anthony hitting in the number 4 spot today for the Lady Devils. Our outstanding shortstop who has, just a rocket for a right arm. Pitch in. Call strike. Again, Naomi Taylor, one of the best in the conference. We kind of expect a pitching duel somewhat between these two outstanding pitchers. But both teams hit the ball so well, you just don't know. Taylor wind up off speed, going to be in for a ball to Kennedy Anthony. Kennedy having a good year as well, hitting .326, 15 hits, 14 RBIs on the year. So again, so many good players on both teams with very strong bats against, but, I'll say this. I'm not sure that either team has faced a pitcher like they're going to see here today in Riley Rawls and Naomi Taylor. It's going to be interesting to see how these good bats stack up against good pitching. Taylor with the windup and the throw off speed, and it's going to be a ground ball. There's going to be trouble, and there's no play. It was just a kind of a ground ball, but to Naomi Taylor, it just hit the tip of her glove, and then it slowed down, making a play at first impossible as their second baseman over there, KJ Spencer, the grounder was just slowed down enough to make a play impossible, and now the Lady Devils have the bases loaded. So I'm going to say Kennedy Anthony, that is more than likely a hit just under the glove of Taylor. Faith Woodard now batting. Swing and a miss for a strike. We have one out here on the bottom of the first inning, but now the Lady Devils with the bases loaded, and Faith Woodard is really swinging a strong bat, hitting .395, 17 hits on the year. The team leading 22 RBIs, the team leading 8 doubles, the team leading 5 home runs, and 3 doubles for one of our 2 seniors, Faith Woodard, along with Ava Hoke. They'll be recognized on Senior Day, and that's going to be the final home game for the Lady Devils in the regular season against Rosman coming up in a couple of weeks. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. They go home and on over to first base, and that's going to be a double play. That is going to be a double play. It keeps us off the scoreboard, getting the forced play at home, and then just in time getting that throw down to first base. So the Lady Devils leave some on base after 1 inning. It's 1-0 Robbinsville. We'll be back after this timeout. And welcome back on a breezy Tuesday. One inning gone here in the Smoky Mountain Conference Showdown. There's a ball in play on over to first and throws just a little bit wide. And now rounding first and heading on down to second is going to be Daphne Barlow. So again, both teams now with a couple of tough plays defensively that allow base runners on. And now Robbinsville has a runner at second, and that is Daphne Barlow again leading off here for Robbinsville on the top of the second inning. Sydney Adams batting now, the starting right fielder, and it's going to be Draylee Webster on deck, the designated player. Riley Rawls with a windup. Here's a bunt right back to Rawls on over to first base. Throw is going to be, that's close. Going to be out at first base. So, of course, Riley with a good arm can get it there quickly, so one down. So again, Sydney Adams grounds out to the pitcher here with one out, but that moves the base runner on over to third base. Talking about Daphne Barlow, and now it's going to be Draylee Webster, the designated player, hitting for head coach Billy Knight and the Lady Black Knights of Robbinsville. And talking to Coach Knight before the game, and pitch inside for a ball. He reminded me his daughter is playing softball down at South Carolina, and I believe they're ranked number 5 in the country. So talking about playing big-time softball, that is really good to see some local girls getting in the spotlight. Swing and a miss, big cut by Draylee Webster, and that was a smoking fastball from Riley Rawls, who reminded me today not to get her name wrong because I did it last year against Robbinsville. So, here's a high pop-up that's going to be out of play behind home plate. And a good story in the Smoky Mountain Times this week about Riley and some of the statistics that she is piling up. And she has, of course, a lot of games left this year and then her entire senior season coming up. And I really think the playoffs are coming for Swain County High School. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's any doubt about that at all. Pitch low, going to be in for a ball. Dancing off third base down there is going to be Daphne Barlow. Draylee Webster, the designated player. Anna Williams is going to be on deck for Robbinsville with one out. And they have a 1-0 lead with a runner at third. There's another foul ball. But I was looking last year, I think in the Smoky Mountain Conference, I have to look at my notes here, but the top 3 teams, Robbinsville, Murphy, and Swain, all had home games last year. So if you finish in the top 2 or 3, it looks like it's a good possibility to have some home playoff games, at least one, depending on how the bracket stacks up. Here's a ground ball that's going to be foul off the bat of Draylee Webster. But, of course, if you're the Smoky Mountain Conference champs, and if Swain can win 2 this week or Robbinsville can win 2, I think they're going to be the conference champs. Pitch high for a ball. And that really bodes well because that gives you probably multiple home playoff games because you're going to be a high seed. Probably no less, depending on how the bracket shakes out. I know last year, here's a high pop-up. Faith Woodard has it over at first base for the out. Runner holds at third. Last year, Robbinsville won the conference, and they were a number 4 seed, but had some home playoff games. Actually, Robbinsville, I believe, went to the West Regional Final last year in softball. So now 2 down. Anna Williams batting now, the Robbinsville center fielder, wearing number 4. Still got a runner at third base with 2 out. Lady Devils trying to get out of this inning. And there's another high pop-up. It's going to be caught. What a great play over at second base by our second baseman over there. Pulls off her mask and heads back to the dugout. We're talking about Hadley Schuler. She tracked that one down almost against the fence, all the way over in right field. Foul ball, just a very, very big play, a hustle play for the Lady Devils, and a good job by Hadley Schuler. And that leaves Robbinsville's runner on base. 1-0 heading into the bottom of the second. We'll be right back. Fans, here we go in the bottom of the second inning, and talk about getting robbed. Leading off here in the bottom of the second inning, a really good hit by Carly Tisateski that looked like it was going to be right over the shortstop's head for a base hit, but the shortstop made a very good catch. Daphne Barlow for Robbinsville was back on the grass and just caught that one literally in the top of her webbing in that glove, and that was just a good play. Got to give credit where credit's due. There's a strike in. Batting now for the Lady Devils is going to be Maddie Bird. So, man, just a very good play. And we have now seen back-to-back very good catches by Daphne Barlow for Robbinsville and Hadley Schuler for Swain. There's a ground ball that's going to be fouled down the third base line. And coming back now is going to be Maddie Bird. And Coach Toby Burrell talked about the work that Kenzie Eagleman has really been doing with our hitters, and it has really made such a good difference. Talking about our ladies hitting line drives, and our girls they really are hitting the ball well this season. More on that in just a minute. As now Taylor gets the pitching signal. Our girls are really hitting the ball well, hitting .362 as a team average. There's a ball low. On the season, we have 154 hits. We've scored 141 runs. We've hit 10 home runs. We're averaging 9.4 runs per game. That's a lot, over 9 runs per game. And we have 40 stolen bases. Pitch in low for a ball. Meanwhile, comparing that to Robbinsville, Robbinsville is averaging 8.1 runs per game. They've scored 98 runs, 6 home runs, 121 hits, 50 stolen bases, and they're hitting .377. And so we're talking about the top 2 games on the conference here today. The top 2 teams with Swain and Robbinsville. Our Lady Devils are 7-1 in conference play. We only have, after this series, 2 games left with Cherokee. Robbinsville 5-1. We say we're tied for first. Technically, we have a lead because Robbinsville, after this series, has 4 conference games left. But I really believe it's for the conference championship because Swain will be favored in the 2 conference games left with Cherokee, and Robbinsville will be favored in their 4 conference games left with Hayesville and Cherokee. But hey, that's why you play the game. You just never know. On with the base on balls now is going to be Maddie Bird with 1 down. 1-0 Robbinsville in the lead. There's a foul ball as Bella Green is at the plate. Bella on the season again. So many good things to say about these players. Bella Green hitting at a .474 average. That's a very good bat. Couple of doubles on the year for Bella, one of our sophomores, and we have 5 sophomores on the team. Swing and a miss for a strike. But again, so far the pitching duel has kind of lived up to what we expected. A 1-0 Robbinsville lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Over in baseball, to bring you up to date right now, they're tied also in the second inning, Swain and Robbinsville. Taylor, foul ball. No play on the first base side. Over in the baseball field, that game is also big for second place in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Depending on how that series goes, if one team wins both games, they're going to be in sole possession of second place behind Hayesville in baseball. Here's a ground ball. It's going to be a hard play coming on. The second baseman has it, though, on over to first base. Good job down there by KJ Spencer for Robbinsville, just getting it over to first in time to just barely get Bella Green. So now it's going to bring up Allie Stevenson at the plate for the Lady Devils, hitting .220 on the year. Again, one of our outstanding sophomores, and a good glove over at third base. Robbinsville now with the, Lady Devils with our runner at second on that ground ball. As Maddie Bird got on with a walk, and she's down at second base now after that grounder off the bat of Bella Green. 2 out. Tying run at second base, Allie Stevenson at the plate. Bottom second. Here's the windup and the throw, and that's going to be a call strike. Carl Junaluska, 36 years as an official, and man, he's seen a lot of he's seen a lot of games. but does a very good job. He calls, I think he calls the games fairly for both teams. He is a very even-tempered official, and that's important. Here's a high pop-up, and the shortstop has it, even though she ran into the official over there. Another good play over there again by Robbinsville's shortstop, Daphne Barlow, bumped into the official and still made that pop-up catch over at shortstop. So our Lady Devils leave one on base. We've played two. We'll be back with more softball after this timeout. Fans, welcome back to Swain County High School as we're live on the Maroon Devils Network, bring you up to date in baseball in the field next door. Right now in the second inning, bottom of the second, it's Swain 1, Robbinsville 1, and a close score here in the softball game. We're in the top of the third. Robbinsville has a 1-0 lead over our Lady Devils, even though the Lady Devils had a great opportunity there, especially early, loading up the bases, but just couldn't get the runs across. Now Robbinsville will be batting with the top of the order. Sophie Roberts hitting now, and she got on with a walk her first time up. There's a shot right over second base in for a base hit. A shot to first, and it's going to be, wow, what a play in right field as a one-hopper into right field. Reese Ammons throws to first and gets Sophie Roberts. Wow. What a good play. You rarely see a ball in the outfield that is thrown back to the infield fast enough to get the batter. But that one was. So, man, that is a rare play. Here's a ground ball on the next pitch. Alley over to first base. Faith digs it out of the dirt. Good play over there by Faith to dig that one out. And quickly 2 out now for Robbinsville. That was off the bat of Ella Atwell. So, man. 2 good plays. Again, Allie got the play, gets it on over to first. Faith digs it out. But that play in right field, again, by Reese Ammons was outstanding. A line drive, one hopper. She fired it to first and got the batter. 2 out now, nobody on. Surrey Waddy and her strong bat at the plate. Pitch is going to be in for a strike. Surrey got the big RBI in the first inning with a base hit that scored Sophie Roberts for this 1-0 Robbinsville lead. And that's the only hit I believe they've had all day. Looking at this unofficial scoring that I have going, that is their only hit. That was Surrey Waddy back in the first inning. Our Lady Devils have a couple of hits on the day. But again, 2 outstanding pitchers, so no big surprise that we're not seeing the scoreboard just light up with a lot of runs here today, because both pitchers are outstanding. There's no other way to put it. Both pitchers are good. I think both pitchers are going to have a good playoff run, I think, come playoff time. There's a foul ball. Again, off the bat of Surrey Waddy. Surrey on the year hitting .424. the Robbinsville leader. She's actually tied with Sophie Roberts with 14 hits. They have 3 batters with 9 RBIs, Surrey Waddy, Sophie Roberts, and Naomi Taylor. So again, Surrey is a tough out. She's a good hitter at the plate. But again, both these teams have multiple good hitters at the plate. Riley with a windup. There's a foul ball over the Robbinsville dugout. And we wish Coach Billy Knight's daughter the very best down at South Carolina, playing in a Power 4 conference, and the Southeastern Conference is the conference right now in just about every sport. We saw Florida win the national championship in basketball last night. A really tough ball game. And there's going to be a strikeout as Riley gets strike number 3 on Surrey Waddy. So it goes 1, 2, 3, top of the order. Riley Rawls on the defense getting it done. We'll be back with the bottom half of the third after this timeout. And here we go in the bottom of the third inning. Our Lady Devils will be hitting from the top of the order. Molly Woodard, Hadley Schuler, Riley Rawls, 1, 2, 3. Swing and a miss by our leadoff batter, Molly Woodard, who struck out her first time up today against Naomi Taylor. Talking about some of the stats for Naomi, again, a senior, but in their games this year, and they haven't played as many as Swain High, just to be honest, but she has pitched 51 innings, given up 39 hits. There's a ground ball on over to first, going to be in time for out number 1. But Taylor, in her 51 innings, giving up 39 hits, 19 earned runs, 77 strikeouts, 26 walks. And again, that 1.36 ERA that matches Riley Rawls. Now, of course, Riley, as our Lady Devils have played more games this year, Riley has pitched 87 2/3 innings, given up 17 earned runs, 121 strikeouts, only 18 walks on the year. There's a ground ball up the middle. It's going to be in for a base hit. So our Lady Devils getting back on base here. Good job again by Hadley Schuler, who's had now a big hit and a big play defensively. So now the Lady Devils 1 out, 1 on. Riley Rawls got a big base hit last time. We had back-to-back hits in the first inning from Rawls and Kennedy Anthony. Here's a ground ball. It's going to be getting through by third base. So now the Lady Devils on again. Rawls is 2 for 2 with 2 big hits on the day. And, of course, coming on for Riley is going to be our courtesy runner that runs for Riley just about every time to keep her arm rested a little bit, if you will. And coming on probably is going to be, let's see, that could be, now we have Kennedy Anthony at the plate hitting with 2 on. Pitch in is going to be high for a ball. But again, that is Mackenzie Bird down at first base. Our courtesy runner now, wearing number 3. And doing a good job as she is quick. Pitch in the dirt. But behind the plate, scooping it up is going to be Sophie Roberts. Good catcher back there in her own right. And we just have a lot of talent on these two teams. Not to say they're any worse than some of the other teams in the conference. There's a well-hit ball. It's going to be caught in deep center field. Wow. Our runner at second tags and goes to third. Down at first base, almost to second, was Mackenzie, as she had to turn around and beat a hasty retreat back to first base. That was almost a home run off the bat of Kennedy Anthony. Well hit into deep center field, but caught. Great catch out there by Anna Williams of Robbinsville. And now the officials are having a word as they, Carl Junaluska wants to talk to his base umpire. Talking about officials, I've got to say this. If you watched the college basketball national championship game last night, it was really difficult. In the first half, there were 4 fouls called. In the second half, there were 23 fouls called in that college basketball game. And it just makes it so hard for the players to adjust, because players can adjust. And they're going to call the runner at third out, because now they're going to say that she apparently didn't tag up or she left too early at second base. That seems to be the play. Coach Toby Burrell, I'm sure, is not happy with that call. And we can hear some people in the background not happy with it either, as Carl did come out and talk with the base official. And now they're going to say that apparently our runner might have left too early, or the tag was in time at third base. Either way, it appears that's going to be out number 3, unfortunately, for our Lady Devils. So while the coaches and officials discuss that, we'll be back. Top of the 4th inning coming up. Robbinsville at bat with a 1-0 lead after this timeout. Fans, welcome back. We've played 3 complete innings. Lady Devils with a tough break there on that, again, call on the base running situation for out number 3. But here we go, Naomi Taylor. There's a foul ball on the left field side. Naomi having a good season hitting the ball as well, besides being a good pitcher, hitting .409. Tied for the team lead with 9 RBIs. She is the team leader with 3 home runs and has 9 hits on the year. and is having a good year, 6-2 overall. Here's the windup from Riley Rawls. Pitch in, and that's going to be a call strike from Carl Junaluska. Update in baseball right now, Robbinsville has just scored, and it looks like they have taken a 2-1 lead in the third inning. They're in the third inning. Our ladies are in the fourth inning. There's a foul ball off the bat of Taylor, but Robbinsville now up 2-1, and they are batting in the top of the third. And they still have runners at first and second. But we're just getting underway on the top of the fourth inning here for Lady Devils softball. Riley Rawls with a windup and the throw. Pitch is going to be high for a ball. Naomi Taylor at the plate, the cleanup batter for Robbinsville. Flied out to just pop up to shortstop on a good catch by Kennedy Anthony for her first time at bat. Presley Kaler on deck. Daphne Barlow coming up after that. Here's another shot that's going to be dropping in. And is it going to be fair? Nope, going to be a foul ball just outside the third base line. Kennedy tracking that one down. Also coming in over there from left field was Maddie Bird, but that one of those nobody can get to kind of foul balls. We've seen a couple of good catches here today, though. Actually, 2 or 3. We've seen Robbinsville, great catch in center field that I really think cost us potential run or two. There's a foul ball on an off-speed pitch. Taylor just kind of got her bat around and pushed that one foul. We saw a great play from our right fielder, Reese Ammons. Saw a good catch over there by Hadley Schuler at second base. And again, a very good play in center field by Anna Williams for Robbinsville, and their shortstop bumped into the official and still made a catch, talking about Daphne Barlow. So we have seen some good catches. Faith Woodard, our first baseman, dug one out of the dirt. So, hey, but that's why these two teams are fighting for the Smoky Mountain Conference championship. There's Naomi, high fly, a mile high, and coming on. Oh, it just got over the outstretched glove out there in left center field. Taylor holds at first base, as we just couldn't tell if that ball might have got lost in the sun out there in center field. Molly Woodard is so dependable out in center field. It just went over her glove as she came over into left center. And so now Robbinsville is going to bring on a courtesy runner as well. Lexi Williams coming in to run for Naomi Taylor. And here's a well-hit ball into left center field as well. The pinch runner rounding second and coming into third, and now winding up with a stand-up double is going to be Presley Kaler. A big double on the day for Robbinsville. And again, just a well-hit ball. Line drive into left center field. So now Robbinsville making some noise again. They have a 1-0 lead. Batting now is going to be Daphne Barlow, who got on with an error first time, and now we're going to see another pinch runner for Coach Billy Knight and Robbinsville. Coming in now is going to be, looks like Ella McGuire at second base. So now Robbinsville with a great opportunity here. They have runners at second and third with no out. Daphne Barlow, Sydney Adams, Draley Webster coming up to swing the bat for the Black Knights, the Lady Black Knights of Robbinsville. They're wearing their solid black, our Lady Devils, and solid maroon, or solid gray, solid gray with maroon and white trim and some maroon sleeves. It's a chilly day. The wind is just chilly. Rawls with a windup and the throw. Another high fly ball. Maddie Bird in left field pulls it in, fires it on in, and it's going to be not in time. Scoring from third. It's so hard to be that deep and get a runner from third at home plate. So that fly ball off the bat of Barlow with the RBI. So Robbinsville now up 2-0. And on that fly to left field, Robbinsville's runner moves on up to third, talking about Ella McGuire. Batting now, one down. Sydney Adams, your hitter. And again, a runner at third base. for Robbinsville. First pitch is going to be high to the starting right fielder, Sydney Adams, who grounded to Riley Rawls her last time up. Draylee Webster is going to be on deck now with 1 out. Over in baseball, Robbinsville up 2-1 with 2 out in the top of the third. Rawls, well hit ball. This is deep left field. This one is all the way to the fence. Maddie comes in, and with a stand-up double now, it's going to be Sydney Adams. That ball was just crushed over the head of Maddie, and again, all the way to the fence. That's 196 feet away. So again, 2 big doubles now, one by Presley Kaler, one by Sydney Adams, and Robbinsville has a 3-0 lead now with still 1 out. Draylee Webster batting. Sydney Adams at second base. Anna Williams is going to be on deck. Swing and a miss for a strike off the face mask of Carly Tisateski, one of the really fine catchers in the Smoky Mountain Conference. And again, these two teams will play again sometime, whether depending, the game is scheduled for Friday, but again, chance of rain, foul ball again off the bat of Draylee Webster. I was talking to Coach Toby Burrell before the game, and he told me in the case of a tie, for example, if Swain wins one of these games and Robbinsville wins the other game in this 2-game series, and we win out the rest of the regular season, which I think is very likely, then we're going to be tied with 1 conference loss apiece. Pitch in for a ball from Rawls. In that case, Coach Burrell told me that we can either have a playoff game, so to speak, or we can flip a coin to find out who the higher seed would be for the State 1A playoffs. We would be conference co-champions if we wind up tied, so that would be the case there. We would be conference co-champions, but for the seeding purposes of the state softball playoff brackets, one team has to be a higher seed than the other. And that could be determined by a playoff game or a flip of the coin. Interesting. Here's another well-hit ball. Wow. This one is going to be deep left field. Maddie can't get to it. Just caught the tip of her glove. And now rolling into second base is going to be Draylee Webster with a double and an RBI. And Robbinsville has really hit the ball well here in the 4th inning. That is the 3rd double in this inning alone, and it's going to bring up Anna Williams now as Robbinsville leads 4-0, and they've had 3 runs here in this 4th inning. So a big 4th inning now for the Lady Black Knights. And hitting now is going to be Anna Williams, who popped it up over to second baseman Hadley Schuler her first time up. Then we go back to the top of the lineup for Robbinsville and Sophie Roberts. Runner at second. Anna Williams down there. They'll check that. We'll check that in just a moment. Here's a bunt attempt, and it's going to be foul. And that's off the bat of Anna Williams, as now the runner at second has to come back after that foul ball. And looks like we do have another, and that's going to be KJ Spencer, a pinch runner down at second base for Robbinsville. KJ wearing number 1 and is a flex player. Another foul ball off the bat of Anna Williams. Her second time at the plate here. Robbinsville again has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters at the plate this inning, and 3 doubles out of those 5 batters. Rawls on the pitching rubber, the windup and the throw. Rising fastball, going to be fouled out of play. In baseball next door, Robbinsville leads 2-1. No out in the top, actually in the bottom of the third now. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Swain down by 1, nobody on in the baseball game. And again, big series there between Swain and Robbinsville in baseball. Whoever wins both those games will have sole possession of second place. Here's a high pop-up. Alley under it over at third base in foul territory, but pulls it in. So that's going to be out number 2 off the bat of Anna Williams. So now 2 out. Top of the lineup, Sophie Roberts has walked and actually hit that one-hop grounder into right field that resulted in being thrown out at first base. A big play out there by Lady Devil Reese Ammons defensively. Here's a hard shot. Alley pulls it up, fires on over to first. It's going to be in time. And it almost looked like she caught it, but looks like it got some dirt. But regardless, Robbinsville leaves 1 on base, and it's going to be out number 3 at first base. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Robbinsville 4, Lady Devils 0. We'll be back. Fans, here we go. We're halfway gone in this Smoky Mountain Conference bang-up game here as our Lady Devils will bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're going to have Faith Woodard, Carly Tisa-Teske, and Maddie Bird. Some good bats coming up. 8 doubles, 5 home runs, 17 hits on the year for senior Faith Woodard. And first time up, she grounded into a force play. Carly is going to be on deck, and then Maddie again here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Looks like we, let's see, Coach Billy Knight just checking something with Carl Junaleska, the home plate umpire, but we're good to go. But Faith, again, a strong bat at the plate. Nobody on, nobody out, just getting underway here on the bottom of the 4th inning. And again, 2 teams that are tied in one way, both teams with only 1 loss in the conference, even though the Lady Devils are 7-1, Robbinsville 5-1. But these are the 2 teams. Here's a ground ball over to third base. Surrey on over to first base for Robbinsville for out number 1. But in third place in the conference, Hiwassee Dam at 5-3. Murphy at 2-3. So Murphy's pretty much out of the picture. Hiwassee Dam has a mathematical chance, but would have to see Swain and Robbinsville lose a bunch of games, and I just don't see that happening, folks. Here's a foul ball. Ooh, that might have hit the hand of Carly. She kind of held her hand after she hit that foul ball. We hope she's okay because she is obviously a very important part of this Lady Devil softball team. Carly grounded to shortstop. Her first time up. On deck is going to be Maddie Bird. Carly having a good year. Talking about stats, hitting .460, 23 hits on the year. Just behind Riley Rawls, 17 RBIs, 5 doubles, 1 home run. Good bat at the plate against a good pitcher in the circle in Naomi Taylor. Pitch in for a ball. Over in baseball, an update. Right now, looks like they have played 3 innings, and the Devils have taken the lead now 4-2 over Robbinsville after 3 innings of baseball next door. Here we go. One down, swing and a miss, off-speed pitch. Carly going after it. So again, game number 2 in this series, kind of up in the air depending on the weather this Friday. A pretty good chance of rain Thursday afternoon into Friday, if you believe the forecasters. Here is a high fly ball into left field. Left fielder looking up there and pulls it down for out number 2. Maddie Bird batting now. Maddie walked her first time up for the Lady Devils. Maddie, 3 big doubles on the year for the junior. And boy, I tell you what, talking about juniors, this Lady Devil softball team, 8 juniors on this team. 8 juniors, 2 seniors, 5 sophomores, 3 freshmen. Here's a ground ball down to second base, and it's going to be over to first in time. So a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the 4th inning with Robbinsville on top 4-0. Top 5 coming up after this timeout. And here we go, top 5 in this Smoky Mountain Conference matchup between, according to the standings, the best 2 teams in the conference. Our Lady Devils at 7-1, Robbinsville at 5-1, Hiwassee Dam in 3rd place at 5-3 in conference play. Of course, after the Robbinsville series, the only games our Lady Devils have are a 2-game series with Cherokee. Next week, as you know, it's spring break here in the Swain County school system, so no softball next week. Leading off here for Robbinsville in this top of the 5th inning. First pitch going to be a strike from Riley Rawls. Ella Outwell, their left fielder, has grounded out twice. First time up to Rawls, second time up to third base over there to Allie Stevenson. Check swing going to be in high for a ball. Following Atwell, the number 2 hitter on the lineup for Robbinsville is going to be Surrey Waddy, number 3 batter, and then the cleanup batter, Naomi Taylor. Here in the top of the 5th inning. Again, Robbinsville up 4-0. There's an off-speed pitch, going to be in for a strike. And wow, Atwell wanted to go after that one and then decided not to. I tell you, Riley Walls has a really tough off-speed pitch. It's hard to hit. There's another one, and this time Atwell goes after it for strike number 3. On the day, though, Robbinsville has been tough at the plate. I believe that's only the second strikeout on the day. Of course, the Lady Devils have been tough at the plate as well. We only have one strikeout on the day. So both teams have been hard to strike out. Getting the bat on the ball and getting it in play. And talking about that, here's a ground ball to second. On over to first in time. Good play from Hadley. Over to Faith and a quick 2 outs. That one off the bat of Surrey Waddy, a very dangerous hitter. As Surrey grounds out to second base, that's going to bring up Naomi Taylor. Naomi has popped up to the shortstop and got on with an error in 2 times. Batting now with 2 out. And nobody on for Robbinsville. Top of the 5th inning. Robbinsville, though, with a big 4-0 lead here. And there's a high fly. Hadley looking right up into the sun, but pulls it in for out number 3. So quick 3 up, 3 down. And the Lady Devils coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be back. Fans, welcome back as there's a swing and a miss as we get things underway in the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading off for the Lady Devils is going to be Bella Green, followed by Allie Stevenson. Bella grounded out to second base her first time. Her second trip to the plate here against Naomi Taylor, who so far has a shutout going. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. As we mentioned in the early going, I really believe the top 2 pitchers in the Smoky Mountain Conference facing off here today. Pitch in and just missing for a ball. Again, the update in baseball right now, Maroon Devil baseball leading 4-2 against Robbinsville as they are now in the top of the 4th inning. Robbinsville, we just see, is going to be scoring another run as we had a tough throw down at third base. So Robbinsville makes it a 4-3 ball game now in the top of the 4th inning. And our Lady Devils here in the bottom of the 5th trying to get the bats going against Robbinsville. Pitch in, there's a ground ball over to shortstop, on over to first base, going to be in time. So that's going to be one down. And that's going to bring up Allie Stevenson. Allie, first time up, hit a pop-up over to shortstop. I think that might have been the one that's the shortstop ran into the base umpire over there and still somehow made the catch. And following Allie, it goes back to the top of the lineup and Molly Woodard. Taylor looking in. And there's a ground ball off the third baseman, picked up by the shortstop, but not in time over at first base. Throw is going to be wild, and Allie wisely holds at first base because, hey, it's a short distance over there to the fence in the dugout. But again, just a strong hit off the bat of Allie Stevenson that Robbinsville couldn't handle over at third base. Suri Waddy, it kind of bounced off her glove. That was a tough ball to try to corral. The shortstop actually picked it up and made a throw. Daphne Barlow at shortstop over to first base, but too late. Allie too quick. And she dances off first base on the first pitch into Molly Woodard. Batting now with one down. Hadley Schuler is going to be on deck, top of the lineup for the Lady Devils here. Down 4-0. Here's the windup. Here is a kind of a slap hit that's going to be a foul ball. Allie comes back to first. And the wind is still blowing around here. It is a cold wind, too. Everybody has coats on. Some people have their blankets, and feels like a winter time day today. Pitch in, just missing for a ball. Molly in 2 times has struck out and grounded to the shortstop. As we mentioned, not many strikeouts today. The Lady Devils only 1 strikeout. Robbinsville has had a couple of strikeouts. So both teams have, again, put the ball in play. Foul ball off the bat of Molly again. And again, the second matchup between these two teams is scheduled for this Friday, weather permitting. Now, if it's rained out, we're not sure when that game is going to be played because Swain will start spring break this weekend. So stay tuned, if you will, as we used to say in the radio days. Of course, now tune in to social media, I guess, as Coach Toby Burrell does a good job with that for Swain High Athletics and keeping you posted on what the information is, what some of the changes are. And here's a shot to the shortstop, on over to second base to get the runner, and not in time for a double play at first, as Molly Woodard grounds into a fielder's choice down to shortstop. And it's going to be Hadley Schuler batting now with 2 out. Hadley in 2 times has one of our hits on the day. Got on first time with an error and then got a base hit last time. So far on the day, the Lady Devils unofficially have 4 hits. All base hits on the day. And now again, Lady Devils runners on with 2 out. We've had runners on base most every inning. Last inning it was a 3 up, 3 down, but most every inning we've had people on. Again, our Lady Devils 4 hits on the day. Let's see, Robbinsville has 1, 2, 3. Unofficially, they had 4 hits. Of course, unfortunately for our Lady Devils, 3 of those were doubles in that 3-run 4th inning. Hadley digging in, good bat. And there's a swing and a miss. That pitch low and away. Hadley on the season hitting .375, 18 hits on the year, 13 RBIs, 6 doubles, and a big home run. For, I think, if there was an all-conference freshman team, she would be on it because only a freshman, maybe all-conference anyway, but having a great year. There's a ground ball, and that's going to be caught at second on over to first. Just a great play over there by the second baseman, and that is K.J. Spencer, who dove for it on the ground, got the throw to first, and was just a fabulous play from second to first there by the Robbinsville defense as our Lady Devils leave one on base. And we go now to the, looks like the top of the sixth inning, as Robbinsville will be at bat with a 4-0 lead. We'll be right back. Robbinsville leading off here in the top of the sixth inning. They have a 4-0 lead here in the Big Smoky Mountain Conference matchup. Leading off here in this inning is going to be Presley Kaler, their number 5 batter, followed by Daphne Barlow and Sydney Adams, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Robbinsville here on the day. Last time up, Presley really got it started for Robbinsville with a big double. And that put runners on second and third in that inning, as Robbinsville got 3 across the plate in that 4th inning. That has proved to be a big one in this game here today. But plenty of softball left. We're in the top of the 6th inning. There's a ground ball. It's going to be getting through. That's just a base hit off the bat of Presley Kaler, who is now on for the second time today. Coming up now with a bat in hand is going to be Daphne Barlow, who got on with an error first time and then hit a fly ball into left field last time at bat to knock in one of the Robbinsville runs. So Barlow with one of the RBIs on the day. On deck is going to be Sydney Adams. There's a shot. It's going to be dropping in for a base hit into left field. Coming on, throw into second. Good play over there by Maddie Bird, but that's just a solid base hit by Daphne Barlow. And now Robbinsville has runners on first and second with no outs. Sydney Adams batting now. Sydney had a big double last time for an RBI. And Draylee Webster is going to be behind her, and they had back-to-back doubles last time up, both with RBIs. And now a possibility with and here's a well-hit ball again. That's going to be into center field, and it gets by. And that's going to be a base hit, but one run will score now. And in at first base with a single and an RBI is going to be Sydney Adams. A big RBI there for Robbinsville as they now have a 5-0 lead with Draylee Webster the batter. And Draylee got a big double last time with an RBI. Robbinsville now with runners on the corners. Adams down at first base with that big hit. And now looks like Billy Knight might be making a change. Let's see. As we look at the lineup, it's not going to be in the batting order. Draley Webster is batting now. And easing on into second base, of course, is Sidney Adams with a runner at third. No throw down to second. So now Robbinsville runners at second and third. Draley Webster with a double and a pop up to first base in 2 times. Anna Williams on deck. Rawls with a windup off-speed pitch, going to be in for a strike from umpire Carl Junaluska, 36 years. And again, that's a lot of games. Robbinsville up 5-0 now. Again, 2 runners in scoring position for Draley Webster. Pitch in for a low for a ball. Now the playoffs, and I know coaches don't like to look that far down the road, but the playoffs are going to be coming up the first week in May for softball and baseball once the brackets are put together. And pitch in, rising fastball missing inside for a ball. And a lot of things can happen. Still a lot of games to be played in baseball and softball. But going to be interesting to see how the regular season winds up here. This is a big game today. Then our second game with Robbinsville, just as big. Off speed, hit down to third. Alley has it, goes to first for the out. A run scores. So a good play over there as Alley could not make the throw to home plate, obviously, because the runner had already pretty much gone. That was a hard hit ball off the bat of Draley. And but that is another big RBI here. So 2 runs. And Robbinsville now up 5-0. And a runner at third. 6-0, my bad. And that scoreboard says 5, but I believe it is supposed to be 6. They'll get it as we're in the top of the 6th inning. Robbinsville putting a few hits together, and again, they get the runs. Here's another ground ball up the middle. It's going to score another run, a base hit. And that is a new batter in the ball game. Coming on to hit there that is Lexi Williams with a base hit. That produces another Robbinsville run. So again, Lexi Williams coming on to bat for Robbinsville and knocks in a run. Here's a shot over to second base. Hadley pulls it in for the out. That is off the bat of leadoff batter Sophie Roberts for a little pop-up over to second base. That's going to bring up Ella Atwell. Ella on the day has struck out and grounded out twice. 1 to the pitcher, 1 to third base. And again, down at first base, Lexi Williams with her first hit of the day. And let's see, we may have another change. Coming on to bat now is going to be Kagan Buchanan, number 24. She's going to be batting for Ella Atwell. So Coach Billy Knight giving a couple of new batters some opportunities here. As it's a scoreboard says 6-0. And maybe I missed one, but I think it could be 7. I don't know. We'll anyway, our Lady Devils need to shut Robbinsville down here and come up with some runs, as again we're in the 6th inning as time is starting to run out. Pitch in for a ball to Kagan Buchanan for Robbinsville. Talking to Coach Billy Knight before the game, he did talk about he has a lot of depth on this team. He has a bunch of players. He's got about let's see, 3, 6. He's got almost 20 players on this team. There's a foul ball off the bat of Kagan Buchanan. On deck should be Surrey Waddy, followed by Naomi Taylor, 3 and 4 batters. And, yep, Waddy is in the on-deck circle, if you will. Lady Devils trying to get out of the inning here. Pitch in, and that's going to be in for a ball. Over on the baseball diamond, Robbinsville wrapping out a couple of hits now as they have runners at first and second with no out in the top of the fifth inning, but Swain with a 4-3 lead in baseball. And here we go back to softball. Rawls with a windup and the throw. And again, there's a check swing. That's going to be called a strike to Kagan Buchanan. Rawls brings it to the plate. Here's a foul ball. Buchanan staying alive. Again, after this series, Lady Devils have 3 games left. 2 games with Cherokee in conference play, and then a final home game with Rosman. That's going to be senior night from what we understand. That final non-conference game with Rosman. That'll be the last game of the regular season. There's a swing and a miss, the strike, and Robbinsville leaves one on base, but they get a couple in, and we go to the bottom of the 6th with Robbinsville on top, 6-0. We'll be back. Fans, here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning here at Swain County High School. First pitch from Naomi Taylor to Riley Rawls. Swing and a miss for a strike one. Rawls has had a big day at the plate, though. 2 for 2 on the day for the Lady Devils. And we haven't had that many hits, but Rawls has 2 of those. And pitch is going to be in for a ball. 1-1 the count. On the afternoon, right now, the Lady Devils have 4 hits unofficially. There have been a couple of errors that could be classified as hits, depending on the official statistician for today's game. But again, big inning for the Lady Devils. Pitch in the dirt for a ball. 2-1 the count now, as our Lady Devils have Rawls, Anthony, and Woodard, our 3, 4, and 5 hitters at the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And again, down either 6 or 7-0. We think it could be 7. There's a foul ball. Check swing off the bat of Rawls. Nobody on, nobody out. According to my unofficial stats, Robbinsville scored 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 4th, and 1 in the 1st for 7 runs. But again, we are the unofficial score. scorekeeper. Either way, Lady Devils need some big hits. In our final 2 at-bats here. Pitch in. Oh, that's going to be a call, third strike. As Rawls saw a fastball sneak in, and Kennedy Anthony is batting now with 1 down. Kennedy has one of our 4 hits on the day. Her first time up, and then fly it out to center field her last time. On deck is going to be Faith Woodard. So again, our Lady Devils with big bats here. There's a swing and a miss. Kennedy having a good season defensively and offensively, hitting .326, 14 RBIs. Pitch in for a ball. 1 down, bottom of the 6th. Over in baseball, it's a 4-3 Swain lead as they go to the, looks like they'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-3 Swain lead in baseball. And Robbinsville and Swain in a battle for second place behind Hayesville in baseball. There's a call, strike in to Kennedy. Faith Woodard on deck. Here's Taylor. The windup and the pitch going to be fouled off the bat of Kennedy. And again, kind of a question mark when game number 2 in this series is coming up. Weather permitting, it's scheduled for Friday, but we'll see. We hope they get to play on Friday. That's going to be at Robbinsville regardless of when it is. Taylor with a windup, pitch low in the dirt for a ball. Nobody on, 1 down. Taylor brings it in. It's going to be fouled off the bat of Kennedy. Got a piece of it. Again, Faith Woodard on deck, followed by Carly Tisa-Teske. And this the bottom of the 6th inning. Sun is starting to set over beyond Hazel Creek. And that here's a foul ball. It's going to be caught down at, looks like it was going to drift foul, but it's going to be caught at first base over there. And just a good play at first base by Robbinsville's. That's Peyton Odom now at first base, number 27, getting some defensive play today. So, again, that one just didn't get out of play. That's going to be out number 2 now. Batting now is going to be Faith Woodard with 2 down, nobody on. Faith in 2 times has grounded into a forced play and grounded to third base off her big bat. One of the leaders offensively for these Lady Devils. Carly Tisa-Teske is going to be on deck. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Robbinsville up 6 or 7 to nothing, depending on the score that is being used today. We think it's 7, but regardless, our Lady Devils in a jam here, trying to fight our way back. So far today, we have, again, unofficially 4 hits off Naomi Taylor. There's a ground ball to the shortstop on to first, going to be in time, so it's a 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the 7th, Robbinsville on top. We'll be back here at Swain County High School. Fans, here we go. 7th inning. Showtime for both teams. Our Lady Devils and, of course, Robbinsville's Lady Black Knights. And they're going to lead off here in the top of the 7th inning with their number 3 batter, Suri Waddy, the third baseman, who has one of their RBIs on the day. She got a base hit in the first inning to knock in the only run in that inning. Pitch in, and that's going to be a call strike to Waddy. She has struck out today and grounded to second base. On deck is going to be cleanup batter Naomi Taylor, followed by number 5 hitter Presley Kaler. All good bats. Both teams, some good bats here on the season. That foul ball is going to be off the bat of Waddy, out of play. Unfortunately for our Lady Devils so far today, it's been Robbinsville getting some key hits. Our Lady Devils have put some runners on base, but they have been stranded so far today as we're still looking for run number 1. Here's a ground ball back to Rawls, gloves it easily, and fires on over to first base. So now Robbinsville 1 down as they have a 7-0 lead. Naomi Taylor, in 3 times at bat, has flied to the shortstop, got on with an error, and flied out to right field. But again, Taylor, a tough batter, just like our Lady Devils Riley Rawls. Both these girls can hit the ball, and obviously they can both pitch it on the year. Taylor, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, 9 hits for the senior. Robbinsville, as a matter of fact, looking at their lineup, only has a couple of seniors, actually 3 seniors on this team. So a lot of these folks are going to be back next year for Swain and Robbinsville. Of course, I'll say this, losing Naomi Taylor is going to be big for Robbinsville. They also lose Liz Carpenter and Olivia Lewis. But they haven't played a whole lot. Here's a softball off the top of the baseball dugout, and it's almost caught by one of the baseball players over there in the Swain dugout. As Naomi Taylor is hitting now with 1 out. I'm going to check that. I think there's a pinch hitter for Robbinsville. That is not Naomi Taylor at the plate. Batting now for Robbinsville. Again, they've used some pinch hitters on the day. That is going to be Loxley Burke, number 2. Loxley Burke at the plate now for Robbinsville, coming in as a pinch hitter. Here is a high fly, and camping under it and pulling it down is the dependable glove of Reese Emmons. 2 down now. So Burke with a fly ball to right field for out number 2. And now batting for the first time today, again, Billy Knight using some new folks here. This is Peyton Odom, number 27, who came in at first base last inning defensively for Robbinsville. Rawls with a windup and the pitch. Pitch in for a call strike. Nobody on, 2 out. As the shadows start to play into left field and left center field over there on that side. Also a little bit on the third base side. Foul ball off the bat of Peyton Odom. A long-time Robbinsville family name over there. A lot of Odoms in Graham County. So now, again, 2 out, nobody on. Top of the 7th. And there's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be a dropped ball. But again, they throw it down to first and easy out number 3. So Robbinsville 3 up and 3 down. Our Lady Devils down to our final 3 outs here. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and Robbinsville on top, 7-0. Fans, our Lady Devils down to our last 3 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning, down 7-0 to Robbinsville. But again, we've got some good bats coming up here with Carly Tisa-Teske, Maddie Bird, and Bella Green. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning over in baseball, they are right now in the top of the 6th inning. Robbinsville with 1 runner on base and no out. Swain leading 4-3 in that baseball contest. Naomi Taylor so far has pitched a shutout for Robbinsville. Our Lady Devils on the day, 4 hits unofficially on the day. Taylor with the windup and the throw. Big bat, Carly Tisa-Teske, swing and a miss. Again, Carly, Maddie, and Bella trying to get the Lady Devils going here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Game 2, hopefully, weather permitting, will be played on Friday at Robbinsville. And there's a foul ball off the bat of Carly, who has had a good year at the plate this year. Hitting .460 with a home run, 5 doubles, 23 hits, 17 RBIs on the year. And a very good glove behind the plate. And the Robbinsville outfielders playing deep. They know Carly's bat. Taylor with the windup. There's a foul ball. And again, the wind continues to blow here on a cold afternoon at Swain County High School. Sun is out, but the wind is just cold. Taylor brings the pitch. Here's a ground ball. It's going to be foul on the third base side. And again, if the series is split between these two teams and they win their other conference games remaining, there could be a third game. Here's a foul ball again. Or it could be decided by the flip of a coin, as we talked to Coach Toby Burrow before the game. So those are the two options. If the series is split, and then Swain beats Cherokee twice, and Robbinsville wins their 4 conference games with Cherokee and Hayesville. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be out number 1. And Maddie Bird is coming to the plate now. Maddie has walked and grounded to second base. Neither pitcher has given up many walks. On the day, we've had 1 free pass in the Lady Devil lineup, and I believe Robbinsville only has 1 or 2 walks as well on the day. So the pitchers have been tough to deal with here. I think unofficially, both pitchers have given up only 1 walk. And there's a ground ball to third, on over to first base in time. 2 down now. And it's going to bring up Bella Green for the Lady Devils with 2 out. Now check that. Looks like we may have a change in the batting order. Coming on to bat now is going to be Reese Ammons for the Lady Devils. So Reese is going to be batting now. And there is a foul ball off her bat. Reese on the season, 4 doubles on the year for the freshman. And she'll come back and try again after that foul ball. And stick around following the game. We'll be talking with head coach Toby Burrell here on the Maroon Devils Network. Pitch high for a ball. Taylor bringing it, still pitching hard. Here is a high pop-up that's going to be out of play, foul ball. But again, unofficially, our Lady Devils with 4 hits on the day. Hadley Schuler with a hit. Riley Rawls with 2 hits. Kennedy Anthony with a hit. And we had a couple of errors that may or may not be classified as hits, but that's been it. We've had people on base most of the innings today, but just can't score them. Here's a ground ball to second base, on over to first in time. And that's the ball game, fans, as Robbinsville is going to win this one on a 7-0 shutout. Be sure and stick around. We'll talk with head coach Toby Burrell when we come back, and hopefully game number 2 can be played on Friday, weather permitting, against Robbinsville. And as we mentioned, stay tuned. We'll be talking with Coach Burrell in just a minute.
Join today. By becoming a member of MDN Live, you will have access to all live broadcasts of Maroon Devils athletics for the low price of $5.99 per month. That means you will be able to watch varsity volleyball, men's soccer, and varsity football for an entire month. If you allow your subscription to continue throughout the year, you will be able to watch varsity men's and women's basketball, wrestling, women's soccer, softball, and baseball. All proceeds from this subscription service go directly to Swain Athletics to help offset the growing costs of providing multiple sporting opportunities for our student athletes. So for less than the cost of a kid's meal at your favorite fast food joint, you'll be providing critical support to our student athletes each month while enjoying countless hours of Swain County athletics live. It's truly a win-win situation. Become a member today and do your part to help keep Swain County athletics the best it can be.
Fans, welcome back here at Swain County High School as we get a chance to talk with head coach Toby Burrell. And, Coach, I know that was not the outcome you wanted, as Taylor pitched a good game, and we had some hits, but just couldn't knock those runs in.
Yeah, we left a small boatload on the bases today, and that hurt. You can't do that in a game like this. And, you know, hats off to Robbinsville. They played a great game. They played great defense behind their pitcher and didn't make any mistakes. And that's what it's all about, you know, being able to play in a game in the conference that's for first place and not make mistakes.
Yeah. Coach, I know that one inning, I'm sure you'll look back. We had the bases loaded and a chance to get a couple in, and that one hurt, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one hurt. It seemed like every at bat we hit it right at somebody, and every at bat they hit it in a cap somewhere. That's just the way the game goes sometimes. That's why it's such a great game.
Yeah, you know, it really is two great pitchers, and both pitchers, I think, pitched the ball well, and I'm sure the second game is going to be a fun game as well.
Well, we're going to have to rebound and get ourselves collected a little bit. And see where we go from there.
Yeah, Coach, and you may not have an answer to this because obviously the weather will impact it, but we're scheduled to play on Friday, but who knows what the weather's going to bring.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any idea. And then we got spring break next week, so I don't know. We'll just have to see.
All right. Coach, thanks for joining us, and hey, we'll talk again soon.
All right, appreciate it.
All right. Coach Toby Burrell chatting with us here, and again, we'll have more Lady Devils softball coming up down the road right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Join today. By becoming a member of MDN Live, you will have access to all live broadcasts of Maroon Devils athletics for the low price of $5.99 per month. That means you will be able to watch varsity volleyball, men's soccer, and varsity football for an entire month. If you allow your subscription to continue throughout the year, you will be able to watch varsity men's and women's basketball, wrestling, women's soccer, softball, and baseball. All proceeds from this subscription service go directly to Swain Athletics to help offset the growing costs of providing multiple sporting opportunities for our student athletes. So for less than the cost of a kid's meal at your favorite fast food joint, you'll be providing critical support to our student athletes each month while enjoying countless hours of Swain County athletics live. It's truly a win-win situation. Become a member today and do your part to help keep Swain County athletics the best it can be.